And I love what I heard you say, that we are meant for scarcity. We are not meant for abundance in our life. And we now are living in a life of abundance. We're not needing anything, right? So what I want to first get into is that obvious relationship between addiction and depression, which we got into addiction deeply last time. I want to dive into depression. So what are the symptoms, first of all, of low dopamine levels?
Yeah, great question. When we get into that dopamine deficit state, which is what happens in addiction, it can look just like depression. People feel irritable, anxious, unable to sleep, distractible. Obviously, if the origin of their depression is addiction, then they also have intrusive thoughts of wanting to use their drug. They focus on that drug of choice as the only thing that will lift them out of their depression. And in the short term, it will, but the problem is that the cumulative effect of that drug is actually to drive those dopamine levels even further down and to really create, that syndrome of depression that people get into. So those two things can be very hard to differentiate. We talk about addiction as the great mimic of other psychiatric disorders. When people are high, they can look manic, psychotic. When they are withdrawing, they can look very, very depressed. And of course, chronic use, again, creates a dopamine deficit state that mimics depression.